and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking all about 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. This is Season 6, Episode 11, and the title of this episode is Man Up or Shut Up. In this video, we're going to be talking all about Mike and Natalie, but before we get started, my besties, do your girl a big favor and give this video a big thumbs up, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell so you will be notified on future uploads coming out this week. And let's go ahead and get straight into talking about these two. I do have my phone so that I can read from my notes and stay on topic in regards to these two from this episode. So it is the day of Natalie's surgery, and Mike says that he doesn't know where she is. Now, Mike confirms that Natalie has been having trouble with breathing, and the only way to fix that problem is by her getting this nose surgery. He took time off, and they planned to stay at a hotel in Seattle, but they got into another argument about the Oklahoma trip, and Natalie took off and left. They are still talking about the Oklahoma trip, and at this point I feel like if they haven't been able to communicate effectively and get past it by now, it's not going to happen, so they just need to stop talking about it. Now, Mike is under the impression that Natalie, when she left and they had this argument, she left and went to Juliana's house. Now, Mike says that he's clueless as to what's going on. That's what the role he wants to play. He wants to play dumb. He doesn't know what's going on. So in the next scene, they show him going to the hospital to wait for Natalie to get there, but turns out she's already inside of the hospital because when he kind of circles around, he locates his truck because Natalie took his truck. Now, Mike has no info about the time of her surgery, just that it is the day of her surgery. Because Natalie had his truck, Mike had to hitch a ride from production. Like I said, once they locate his truck and find it in the parking lot, Mike says that it feels like a big slap to his face, because he took time off and she just went there on her own and checked in, and he didn't even get to wish her well, give her a hug, a kiss, anything. She's going under anesthesia, so it's hurtful to him. He adds that he wanted to be there to comfort her, but she has been ignoring his calls. He feels as though Natalie doesn't care whether he's there to support her or not, so Mike says good luck on Natalie getting back to Squam, gets in his truck, and leaves. I don't know how to feel about that. Now. My first thought was that it was trifling. How are you going to leave your spouse with no way to get home after surgery? But then I'm like, well, she took off and left him, wasn't answering his calls, and wants to move like she doesn't need or want his support. So she should be able to figure out her own transportation. Comment down below your thoughts. Mike says that he drove off because he needed to get away, adding that he didn't feel needed or wanted. Now, Mike ends up deciding to turn back around and come back to wait for Natalie. So he goes back to the hospital. During some point, he does get a call letting him know that she is out of surgery. And an hour later, he is seen escorting Natalie to the truck. It looks like to me Natalie really didn't need any help. She seemed fine to me, even though she just, came off of anesthesia, but she didn't seem to really be in need of Mike's help. Probably would have preferred if it was Juliana picking her up. So these two, they leave. They get in that truck. They leave. They head home. And these two walk into the house. And there to greet them inside of their home are a bunch of dirty clothes all over the floor. You could tell that instantly it made Natalie feel some type of way when she seen it. But my thing is, you both left together to go to a hotel in Seattle, Washington, so you left your house like that. So why are you surprised when you come back? If he's been with you, why are you surprised when you come back that the house is a mess? Should have cleaned it before you left, so that way you could come home after your surgery to a clean home, right? So Mike is ready to serve and help his wife, but Natalie is just bossing him around. She's telling him to go get a bag out of the car. He goes and gets that bag. Then she's like, you know what? I don't need the bag anymore. Then she's like, can you just cook me some potatoes and with some pickles? It was a weird combination of whatever she wanted. Probably like what a person would want to eat. Maybe if they were pregnant, they have all these different weird cravings. And she's like, can you get me potatoes, put some pickles, and I don't know, whatever else the mess was that she wanted him to make her, Parmesan cheese. It was just a whole bunch of weird stuff she told him to put on the plate with the potatoes. So Mike tells her, well, before I get dinner started, let me get you into bed. And she's like, I need to clean my nose, and just shuts the door in his face. And he's like, okay. So he's really trying to show, especially I think it's very important for people to see that he's supporting her during that time. But Natalie isn't really allowing him to do so. So, it's like she wants to do everything on her own. So he takes off and goes and makes her stuff, brings it to her. She's in the bed. She doesn't put her PJs on. She just gets right in the bed with her clothes on. And I don't know, these two are just weird. So, like I said, Mike was, he's ready to help. He's ready to serve. But Natalie is just bossing him around. And he feels as though, he can't win with Natalie. Those are his words. He feels like he can't win with her. And so I really don't know what's going on with these two. I feel like they have more bad times than good times. It's very rare that you see them in a good spot. And it's so quick to where it's like, okay, in one scene in the same episode, in one scene they could be having a good moment and then come back in that same episode, the next scene, they are bumping heads again. I'm starting to kind of feel like a lot of that stuff is made up. Like, you guys are talking about Oklahoma again, when I thought you kind of just wanted to like move past that. So you're back on that. It's a hot mess. It really is a hot mess. So I'm very curious to know what you all thought about Mike and Natalie, and kind of how she was treating him. I do feel as though, if someone is showing that they want to be by your side and to aid and help you, allow them to do that. Like, I feel like if he did not help her or wasn't supportive, that would be something that she would be talking about. You weren't there for me. You weren't supporting me. I had no one. But the fact that he was trying, I feel like at least like allow him to do that. But she was just, I don't know, having him tell him to do stupid stuff. So I don't know. These two are really a hot mess. But I'm very curious to know what you all thought of Mike and Natalie in this episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. This was season 6 that we talked about, episode 11. The title of this episode is Man Up or Shut Up. And before you go, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell so you will be notified on future uploads coming out this week. If not, if this is an upload that's going to be out like later on this week and we're going into the weekend, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you in that comment section and seeing you in the next video. Peace.